games I was even willing to give Brenda over here a hug. So that kind of tells you the story of the whole thing, right? I guess I can just end it and stop there. But I got to give them a lot of credit. They came in here with a really good game plan. Obviously going through some stuff down south with obviously what they've had to go through, I think, the last couple of weeks. I don't think we came out with the fire and the tempo and the speed at which we needed, and it showed a little bit. It was a battle, and ultimately it came down to me two really big plays: a fourth down stop by the defense and a fourth down make by the offense. I know we'd already failed on the one earlier, and then obviously it flipped the game right there, and they went down and scored. But obviously we went down and made some big plays. But those two stops right there, I think that that's what we'll build off of. There's some things that we got to do better. We got a bye week. I think it starts with health, and you're never going to get completely healthy in a bye week or throughout a season. But we've got to make sure we know who we got and how we can continue to grow and move forward. And this is a large mountain to climb. These guys understand that. They've been here the last couple of years and know what it's like when everybody's swinging at you, and when you don't play your best and you don't have your best, it's going to be very difficult. And thank goodness we were at home. Thank goodness we had that crowd and that environment to kind of keep us going and keep us in this thing until we could kind of seal the deal and make the plays.
After 11 sacks last week, did you anticipate that they were going to go quick and try to just get
the ball out?
Yeah,
that was the team right there that played against Florida earlier in the year. Where the quarterback's going to carry the ball 15 to 20 times and make sure that the game's going to be kind of in his hands and on his shoulders. And we had an idea that could be the game plan, and they did a great job at executing it. And we got to do a better job, but it is what it is. We got to find a way to win.
Do you have any updates on Tyler Ambin and thoughts on
No, those hurt obviously, but we've always got to be ready for that. I mean, we've had a lot of these things this year that we've been very fortunate to not have the last 2 years. We've almost gone unscathed a little bit in the last 2 years, and this year there's been a lot more of those situations, whether it's the Jake Renfro's of the world or things like that. But it is what it is. I tell you what, that just shows you what your team's made of. Other guys have got to step up. And I don't know how many we had. Chris Scott went down, and obviously he was able to come back in. Jade went down, was able to come back in. I don't know the bye week ever comes at a really good time, but right now after a win, it's going to come at a really good time.
What did you think of Evan after he got in at the end?
I thought he did a great job. I thought that we'll go over, but there was not a doubt in his mind. That's the thing that that's so unique about him, and he was going in there, and I think the only probably little bit of a doubt I saw in his eyes was when he had to go under center and take a snap. I don't know if he's really ever done or maybe done much. So it was unique. We should have taken the timeout before that so we could get some snaps. But what a gamer, and he prepares like it, and that's the beauty of it. He's never batted an eye. He's never changed his attitude since we kind of named Ben the starter. And when it comes down to it, he's going to win some ball games for us.
Sorry, Dave's been a point of emphasis. You knew today was going to be a test against them. The 224.
Yeah, we didn't do a good job. We didn't do a good job of that, and that's where we got to. Last week against Tulsa, and we had given up in years past. We'd given up a lot of rushing yards, and then we did a good job last week. And then this week we come in, and obviously a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it's the quarterback run stuff. And then they do some things that, when you're not real disciplined in what you're doing, it can cause you some problems. And there are some things, obviously the glaring ones are the big plays. The other ones are the third down situations where you got a good idea that they're running the football and they're kind of hitting it right up inside, and so we've got to go a little back to the drawing board and make sure we understand how people are attacking us and find ways to do a better job.
Big day for Chuck. Was the plan to get him involved, or this the game?
Well, another one of those things that we have been a little bit more by committee, and obviously Corey kind of couldn't go this week. Had a little situation that he wasn't able to go, so that kind of threw a lot more on the plate of Chuck. And Chuck hasn't been maybe 100% either a little bit. So, but it showed today that he is a gamer. And, so we were a little thinner. Obviously Ryan Montgomery being back is a great help for us, and I don't think Miles was in there much today. But when you get a hot hand and Chuck's kind of feeling the way he is, you kind of just keep riding.
This is maybe the first team definitely the first team this year that's been able to neutralize Ivan a little bit. Did they do something different to avoid him, or
I don't know. We'll have to go and look. I think, you know, these guys are good. I mean, obviously, after 3 or 4 weeks, they get some ideas on how to, you know, try to, you know, not stop, but, you know, how to handle some of the things that maybe he does or we do. And, you know, I think I was a little bit dinged up from last week, and, you know, another guy that could use probably a good week here to try to get himself back under control, but a little bit healthier and things like that. But when you're a guy that's, you know, is his size, I mean, he's not like he's small or anything, but and you play as hard as you do, there's going to be some nicks and bruises. But they did a good job. They did a good job at you know, not letting him kind of get loose. And you know, we got to do a little bit better job at probably moving him around.
You have a reputation on those 4th and shorts late in the game of going for it. Was there ever
Nope.
any hesitation on your part?
Never was a doubt. And you know, we were in a situation where, like I said, we hadn't played our best. We went for it down there on 4th and 1 earlier, and didn't make it. And you know, I just want to say, if we get another shot at this, we're gonna go. If it had been 4th and 3, we probably would have won as well. And obviously, the uniqueness of where you are in the game and what's the situation, obviously with the clock as well. But there was no hesitation at all.
That look earlier in the game with Evan in the red zone, you talked about doing that. Is that something, once you get a look at it, maybe you start getting
I
more
think that
comfortable?
this week is going to be a good week for us to, you know, obviously got to figure out where Ben is and his ability. But it's a good week for us to continue to kind of find ways that we can grow what it is we're doing both offensively and defensively. And you know, and so that would be one of those big ones that you know, this week would be really good for us. But you know, we also got to figure out the health-wise of where we are.
Is it kind of short-term or?
Yeah, I would imagine that he should be fine. I don't think it's anything that's going to be a little bit longer term. You know, I'm not sure exactly, but I was kind of hoping he'd be able to make it today. But I think the docs overruled me. You know, they can do that. So, but no, I think he'll be fine. Hopefully, obviously after coming off a bye week, I wouldn't think he would have any issues.
In a game like this, how valuable is Mason Fletcher, especially that?
Well, I know that's why people are probably asking when you're in 4th and 1 and you got a guy that's kicked 3 balls and all 3 of them have been inside the 12-yard line, 1 on the 1 yard. I mean, if he holds the ball any longer, I think I'm going to go out there and tackle him. But there's a point of having confidence, and there's a point of having a little bit overconfidence. And I don't know if we're getting close to that point, but I think they told me he kicked 3 times, all 3 of them are inside the 12. He's really good, and he's really confident in what he's doing. And I tell you what, the guys down him are really good too. Hadn't had Trey in there a whole lot, but when Tyler went down, I said, Trey, on any of those, you know, pooch situations, we got to throw you in there. He went in there, made an incredible play down inside the ball.
16 tackles for Ty. It's been a little bit of a slow start for him compared to last year. It's good to have him.
No, it's all. I mean, and one of the ones that's huge to me is it was the same play that happened in the Alabama game. It was a short yard situation. They ran a jet sweep on him. Alabama game, we were a little late. They got him around the edge, and the same exact play shows up. And what a play he makes! And those are the things where Ty is so special. We go as our seniors go, and it was awesome to see him in there and play the game the way he did. And again, up with 15 or 16 tackles. But I think that's just a tribute again to guys that keep battling, keep working, and when there are opportunities and time comes, it's really needed.
You have another one with Taj on the 3rd down before the 4th down to put it back. I think was that, you know, he's got hasn't had his name called a bunch in the past. But
Well, in a lot of those situations, just like today, I mean, if they were throwing the ball, they were throwing the ball in one spot. So, you know, the chefs of the world that, or the Taj or the Sammy Andersons of the world that are on a guy that they don't really even target at all during the game. You don't hear their name, but boy, are they valuable to what we're doing. And so those guys did a really good job. They had to fit some of the run stuff because they gave us some different things that we hadn't seen, I think, since maybe Memphis, you know, 3 years ago. And we were able to kind of adjust, and you know, by the second half, do a really good job.
What do you do next Saturday without a game?
I'll be at a high school football game probably.
gonna say back
So
up to the
there'll be
road.
some type of football, but hopefully we can all relax a little bit, rest a little bit, try not to turn that TV on and sweat over all these games, and then obviously get back to work at it. But bye weeks are good, you know, at times, but I think more than anything, it's just an opportunity for players and coaches to hopefully clear their heads a little bit and recognize where we are and where we got to go.
A nice calm address of the team at halftime.
Always is. Sometimes it's different, but now the biggest thing was I just want to challenge them. I didn't feel like we were playing, you know, with the energy and the passion that we needed. And you know, I don't want to take anything away from South Florida, but you know, focus on us, we're pretty good. And we get a lot of characteristic and maybe focus on the other things, some wrong things. I don't know that it shows up as well. And so it was a challenge, and I'm not saying we came out and just shoved them down or anything, but we did what we had to do, and that's a sign of some maturity.
Were you worried about that this week with the bye week and then at SMU, at UCF coming?
Now, I don't know that our guy. I don't look ahead. I worry when people turn on the film and see a 1-4 team, and all of a sudden you come off of a game where where you have 11 sacks defensively, and it's all of a sudden you start maybe reading some things and thinking some different things. But that's me. Those are the things that I worry about, and I don't know if that's what it is. I don't. Like I said, I don't think we played our best. I don't think we played with the passion, the energy that we needed to. But we found a way. And, so it's really good to be able to kind of see that when you maybe don't play at your best, and I'll be able to go back and make a big point of it.
Any more from Coach?
With Chris Scott and Jaden Thompson and Ben Bryant all leaving with what seemed to be head injuries, coming on the heels of Tua Tagovailoa on Thursday night, are you taking any extra precautions to make sure?
The doctors will. I mean, that's why I joke around about it. I don't. They do all that. We have no say in it. They're the experts, and we leave it to the experts.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.